Good evening and welcome to Prime TV News. I'm Chamila Guntilaka. Let's take a look at the stories making the headlines first via our headlines. The Prime Minister says development absent for 9 years was conducted in 3 years. The pilot project to empower rural committees to eradicate drugs will commence tomorrow. The Cabinet approves proposals to solve the human-elephant conflict. Farmers receive the highest price for local potatoes in recent history. Former UN Secretary-General Kofi Annan passes away. Somber news indeed about the former UN Secretary-General. However, we start our news bulletin tonight with the local news first, with Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, who says that development which was not implemented for 9 years was conducted in 3 years. The Prime Minister said this during a function at Deniya area. Handing over of land deeds to 1,000 families at Paskoda and Deniya areas under the program to distribute 1 million land deeds took place under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said that the government is committed to perform its duties by the grassroots level. He said that this is a government that works. He further said that the government has to pay for what they are doing as well as for the activities done by the previous government. Ministers Gayantha Karunatilaka and Sagala Ratnayaka expressed their views at the meeting. The pilot project to empower rural communities to eradicate drugs will commence tomorrow from the Western Province. It has been named as Kelin Makianna. The project is jointly implemented by the Presidential Task Force on Drug Eradication, the Prime Minister's Office and the Police Headquarters. Police have launched a special program to eliminate drugs and related crimes. The pilot project will commence tomorrow from Dewlapitiya. It will be implemented in Nigambu, Kalniya and Gampaha police divisions under the purview of Western Province North Police Range. The project will commence under the patronage of IGP Pujit Jayasundara. Rural Drug Eradication Committee members at 37 police stations have been called for this special program. Information on illegal drugs and liquor can be given over to the following telephone numbers: Gampaha 0713 21 0001, Nigambu 0713 68 0001 and Kalaniya 0713 58 0001. The IGP said that a new unit, Emergency Bureau, will be set up to take action on special occasions. The Cabinet has approved proposals submitted by Minister Sarath Fonseca to solve the human-elephant conflict. Reports say that nearly 80 people and 250 wild elephants lose their lives annually due to the conflict. The country has to bear an enormous economic loss due to the damages done to property and cultivations. It has also created economic, social and political problems. The proposals by Minister Sarath Fonseca includes modernizing and maintaining the electric fence, erecting new electric fences and setting up centers for dangerous wild elephants, creating grasslands inside forest reserves, building tanks and removing obstacles on elephant corridors. The Cabinet has approved the programs which aim to end the human-elephant conflict within 1 year. It is estimated that the program will cost nearly 5,000 million rupees. Farmers say that they have received the highest price for local potatoes in the recent history for the harvest of this yellow season. They point out that there are certain groups that try to mislead the farmers by saying there is no fair price for local potatoes. Potato cultivations take place mostly in Valimada, Uvaparnagama, Kappetipola, Boralanda, Bogahakumbura and its surrounding areas. Harvesting potatoes has begun in these areas. The farmers can sell a kilogram of potatoes for a wholesale price of about 160 rupees this season. Farmers said that they have received a higher price as the government has imposed a higher tax on imported potatoes. The farmers who received a better price this season commended the government for it. Meanwhile, agriculture authorities say that the market will get a produce of about 2,700 hectares of local potatoes. The International Site Summit will be held in Sri Lanka next year. The aim of the summit is to encourage people to conserve plants and species threatened with extinction. The summit will be held from May 23rd to 3rd of June at the Sirimao Bandaranaike International Conference Hall in Colombo. More than 4,000 people, including delegates of 180 countries, non-governmental organizations, international organizations, environmental organizations and journalists will attend the summit. A special discussion in this regard took place at the Presidential Secretariat under the patronage of President Secretary Udaya R. Seniviratne. Ministers Nimal Siripala de Silva, Joan Amaratunga and Gamini Javikram Pereira took part in the discussion. Minister Vajira Abeyewardene says that the government has taken steps to implement a major development program in the country. The minister said this during a conference of government agents at the Sri Lanka Development Administrative Institute. A special attention was paid at the conference on the development projects implemented at divisional secretariat divisions and Gramanildari divisions in all the districts. Minister Malik Samarvikrama says that a strong economy will be built by establishing new industries and free trade zones. The minister said this while attending to educate Vayamba province entrepreneurs under the national program to create 2,000 new exporters. The program is implemented by the Ministry of Development Strategy and International Trade and the Sri Lanka Exports Development Board. Minister Mahinda Amaravira says that plans have been drawn up to produce 95% of the food needed by the country in the country itself. The minister said this during the Vevdahasak Gamdahasak development program in Ambalantota. Under the government's program Vevdahasak Gamdahasak, developing of Ambalantota Mulanaveva tank and infrastructure of the village commenced under the patronage of Minister Mahinda Amaravira. It was the 334th phase of the program. The minister distributed organic fertilizer, mango plants and jet plants among more than 400 families in Mulana. Still on local news tonight, Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva says that the program to make all railway crossings a safe place is successfully underway. The minister said this at the opening of signal-based systems built from Hikkaduwa to Dodanduwa. Reports say that nearly 75 accidents occur annually at railway crossings. 19 accidents have been reported on the coastal line in 2016 and 20 in 2017. 15 accidents have been recorded on that line until last month this year. The Railway Department realized that the need for 200 railway electric bell systems with the increase of accidents. Accordingly, a new project to fix electric bell systems was launched in 2016. $6.4 million will be spent on the project. 10 such systems built from Hikkaduwa to Dodanduwa were opened today. Deputy Minister Ashok Abesinghe and a group of people were present on the occasion. President's Coordinating Secretary Dr. Colton Fernando visited Chenkaladi area in Batticaloa to look into the situation of common places in the area. Dr. Colton Fernando inspected several places including Chenkaladi Public Market and the bus stand. He inspected the drainage system, shortcomings in sanitary facilities and the constructions of trade stores. People in the area briefed Dr. Fernando about the existing shortcomings. He said that steps will be taken to provide speedy solutions to the problems by bringing those to the attention of the President. Health authorities request the public to be vigilant as dengue fever is reported from several areas. 35,014 suspected dengue patients have been reported up to now this year. 19,578 patients were reported last year. The epidemiology unit points out that the people should learn about the medications to be taken for dengue fever as well as the importance of removing dengue mosquito breeding places. The Vaunia District Secretariat says that 15,153 families displaced in Vaunia due to the war have been resettled. This was disclosed during a meeting held at Vaunia District Secretariat under the patronage of Minister Tilak Marapana. It was said that 54,585 members belonging to 15,153 families were resettled. Accordingly, 1,112 families have been resettled in Vaunia South Division, 3,550 families in Vaunia Divisional Secretariat Division, 5,960 families in Vaunia North Division, and 2,725 families in Vengala Chettikulama Division. A fire in Medavachi area has completely destroyed about 200 acres of land. The fire broke out last night at Medavachi Nagadaranawa Simbalagaswava area. It has burnt thousands of valuable plants and trees. The fire has spread rapidly due to the dry weather and strong winds. It has been doused at present. Two suspects have been arrested with 70 1,000 rupee counterfeit currency notes at Galenbidunawava area. They have been arrested by Galenbidunawava police and anti-vice squad. Police said that the fake currency notes record has been maintained cleverly inside a house. Police have seized several equipment used to print the counterfeit currency notes. The suspects are between ages of 20 and 23. Public health inspectors of Vellavaya have taken legal action against trade stores which sold unhygienic food in unclean places. They have found the trade stores which sold unhygienic food and the food which had exceeded a date of expiry during a search operation at Vellavaya Weekly Fair and at several trade stores. The public health inspectors have taken legal action against 6 trade stores and several traders at the weekly fair. 20 more trade stores have been severely warned. A stock of unhygienic food was destroyed by them. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has issued a condolence message in connection with the death of veteran comic artist Balangoda Sarath Madhu. The condolence message of the Prime Minister states that the name of Balangoda Sarath Madhu cannot be erased from Sri Lanka's comic arts history. His creations such as Dedunu, Kalum and Unico are living in the hearts of his fans. The message states that the Prime Minister and Professor Maitri Wickremesinghe extend their deep sorrow to the family of the late artist from Balangoda. The United States and Sri Lanka conduct humanitarian assistance engagements with multinational partners in and around Anuradhapura from the 6th to 20th of this month as part of Pacific Angel 2018. Pacific Angel is an annual joint humanitarian assistance and disaster relief engagement. Throughout the engagement, Sri Lanka Air Force and the US forces will repair and renovate local schools. The US and Air Force members will share best medical practices and provide the variety of medical services to local residents. Healthcare providers from Bangladesh, Nepal and Maldives are also participating. Now in its 11th year, Pacific Angel ensures the region's militaries are prepared to work together to address humanitarian crisis. Pacific Angel 2016 took place in Jaffna and the surrounding communities.
This is the 11th time that we have come to Sri Lanka. U.S. and Sri Lankan military and civilian personnel, along with non-governmental organizations, working together to provide medical treatment, to rebuild schools, and to exchange best practices among practitioners. This helps us to build what we call interoperability, the ability to work together as partners. It helps us prepare for potential natural disasters and humanitarian operations. And it also does, we like to think, a lot of good for the people of Sri Lanka. They have been treating more than 1,000 patients every day at these clinics. They're providing dental care. They're providing hundreds of pairs of new eyeglasses to people who need them. They're providing physical therapy, helping people with injuries of various kinds. And again, just building those bonds between people.
We're really grateful to be a part of this. It's not just an American operation. We have members of the Maldives, from Nepal, from Sri Lanka, obviously, as well as the Bangladesh doctors here as well. So they're all part of the team that is learning to work together so that if anything ever happens in the region and there's a humanitarian assistance required, it's not the first time that they've ever worked together. So all these people, if something were to happen, would be here again to be able to help, not just if it was in Sri Lanka, but anywhere in South Asia. So we're just honored to be a part of the team.
We are very fortunate enough. This time they have selected Vavuniya, Anuradhapura, Sigiriya, and as well as Ingaragoda. So altogether we have selected 6 schools, and in this area at Vavuniya we have selected 4 schools. Here we are doing the medical campaign, and to tell you, we started on the 13th, and we have already covered 4,500 patients so far. So great to have this Pacific Angel exercise here, and we are looking forward to 2020 as well.
Plenty of rally car racing action to come in the next few days as well. But for tonight, our news bulletin is concluded. Prime TV News will return tomorrow. And in the meantime, you can log on to www.itnnews.lk for further information. I'm Shamila Gundelka signing out. Good night.